Hello, boys and girls. I'm Laura, the library lady, and thank you for joining me for this episode. I am so excited today. We've been getting papers, reading from the newspaper, and so this is from Sunday's paper, the Sunday, March 29th. And remember, we've been talking about how papers have sections. Well, this is the art and entertainment section. And so these are some very interesting articles because right now, under the stay-at-home order, we cannot go out. So there's this wonderful article called Art Around the Clock, How Groups Are Serving Homebound Audiences. Homebound means we have to stay at home, by Mary Carol McCarthy. Perhaps never before has there been such a emphasis on the play must go on. So, all around Baltimore, there's been a virtual standstill as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Local art groups are coming up with creative ways to serve even homebound audiences, from live streaming concerts and performances to providing virtual access to digital tours of art collections. Courtesy of the Creative Alliance, you can even hire a local musician to stand on the side of your house on the sidewalk outside your home and serenade you and your family. Wouldn't that be fun, boys and girls? Cultural groups and artists are all about community and bringing people together, said Janie L. Howie, the Greater Baltimore Cultural Alliance's executive director. The impact of social distancing is something they feel acutely. Art has a unique way of bridging that gap. So the article goes on listing all kind of things that are available. We have the Baltimore Center Stage that they're going to do their play Where We Stand from April 2nd, which is tomorrow, through the 26th. And we have the Baltimore Choral Arts Society, and they have their URL. So have your parents go online and see what's available. Also, I know there are free operas online as well. So you and your parents could go online, look at what's available, and find out anything that you want to see. And they have another article here called Live from Your Living Room. Let's see. It says, and it's by Shamir Rayo. For DJs and other types of musicians, live streaming sets isn't all that novel. Fans can regularly see their favorite artists using live video options on social media platforms at a moment's notice. But now there's a new urgency and importance to live streams. As the virus pandemic increasingly threatens Maryland's safety and Governor Hogan's orders continue limiting non-essential businesses, Baltimore artists and venues have adopted live streaming as a way to fill the void of postponed and canceled shows. It mirrors a trend nationwide of prominent DJs and producers like D-Nice, Swiss Blitz, Timberland, and others using live streams and social media to stay engaged with fans. Boys and girls, I think it's very important that you talk to your parents about anything that you live stream to make sure it's okay. But and any words that I say that you don't know, talk to your parents about them. Now, I'm going to go to a different article because today is April 1st. So happy April Fool's Day. And there's this wonderful article on the very last page of this section. And I love to read stories about you, kids. So this is actually called Sun Kids. So there's one page of the Sunday paper that's just for kids. And it says, Make Kids Count. Children's book teaches why it matters to be included in the 2020 census. It's by Scarlett Kipling. It says, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, in the 2010 census, parents of some 1 million children left their kids off the household census form, and that was a costly mistake. Census data is used to decide how $675 billion in federal public funding is spent every year, said Casey Smith, Communications Director at the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The 26.8 billion Pennsylvania receives annually for its 16 largest federally funded programs amounts to about $2,000 per Pennsylvanian each year, but that amount could change depending on our 2020 census count, said Smith. So I'm going to stop here because you may not know that in 2020 we're going through a census. Do you know what the word census means, boys and girls? A census is a count of everyone who lives here in the United States. And the original due date for the email census was April 1st, which is today, April Fool's Day. So ask your parents, have they completed the census? If they haven't, they have today, and not to worry, due to the virus, the due date has been extended. And people were going to come to your house and help your parents with this, but because of the virus, that won't be happening. So I'm going to look here, and once again, we have a picture. And what is this called under the picture? It's called a caption. So, and here we have a game for children, and here we have a fun activity of two pictures that look the same. And what can you do when it's different? And then down here, boys and girls, we have a word search. So in the Sunday paper, there's all kind of things for kids. And then we even have the answer key. But today is Wednesday, and we got a new paper today. So when the paper comes, it comes in a plastic bag. It came double wrapped because sometimes it rains. So we want to keep our environment clean. So some people who have dogs and they walk their dogs, they use this paper to pick up their dog poop, which helps our environment. So anything that's plastic like this can be used again, or it can be recycled. But boys and girls, do not play with plastic. Definitely do not put it over your mouth or your nose, or put it over your brother or sister. So anytime you have plastic like this, have your mom and dad put it away or put it in recycling or to be used for something else. So finally, I have an edition that's current. So this is the current edition. Today is April 1st, and I get the Maryland Gazette. And on the, it says Hogan's order, stay at home. And this is a picture of our governor, Governor Larry Hogan. And he is the person who's given us the stay-at-home order. This is why you're not going to school. This is why your parents may be staying home. And for those parents who are essential workers and working through this crisis, once again, I say thank you for your service. And there are many, many articles in here. One talks about county parks staying open under order. So I'm going to read a little bit of that one. It says, life in Anne Arundel County has already changed. And it's further shifting with Governor Larry Hogan's order Monday to stay at home unless traveling for essential reasons such as food, exercising, or medicine. This doesn't mean everything is closed. County parks will remain open, but restrooms, athletic courts, and dog parks are closing in accordance with the order. Residents who are outside their homes but not doing an essential job, walking a dog, getting exercise, or picking up food or medicine are in violation of state law and subject to a misdemeanor. The order, which is punishable by up to a year in prison or a $5,000 fine, and goes into effect at 8 p.m. on Monday. So this has a lot of information. That's why it's so good to read your paper. And boys and girls, if you don't understand anything, just talk to your parents. I always say talk to your parents. So this is the main paper, one of the sections. Then another section is called sports. And we haven't done any sports articles yet. And in this sports article, we can't play sports and teams anymore. But it looks like a young lady is being featured from Old Mill High School. And it says, the baller formerly known as Google's plans to get even better. The other Old Mill players egg on Miss Watts. No one can leave practice until someone shoots 2 free throws in a row, and they all know she can do it. They don't understand why Watts always says no when she does eventually step up to the stripe and pops 2 away and practice is over. So this is a story about a young lady. And the last section in the Wednesday paper is called Flavor. So if you are at home and you don't know what to do, you guys can cook and help your mom and dad in the kitchen with their supervision, of course. And so this article in this section talks about a guide to Japanese noodles. And they have other information and a recipe. And in the newspaper, there's advertisements and flyers. So if you got your paper today, and this is an advertisement that came in, you can look at it. And one of the things, we're supposed to have a really pretty weekend. Once you finish the paper, you can recycle, or you can work with your parents and people in your area and make a paper mache. So talk to your parents about that, but please be careful and do social distancing. So there's all kind of activities you can do while you're at home, especially if we're going to have a nice pretty weekend. You can go to the parks, you can do a paper mache, but please remember to be safe. That's all for today, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.